Hello, Israel. This is part two of that video. This is the second part. Um, I did want to get a few things squared away before I ended this segment. So that's what we're about to do now. This is my part two. Get all this information out to you guys. This one here probably will be released on the Sabbath day. I'll set it to air probably about 8 a.m. in the morning or something like that. Normally I do it at 3 a.m. Might do it at 12. Probably do it at 12. It'll be the Sabbath. So I'll probably release this one at 12 a.m. That way, if y'all guys are up, y'all can pray or check it out before y'all go to bed if y'all just getting in. I know a lot of my people will just be getting in from partying from tonight. But anyway, first thing I want to do, we're going to go over. I gave you this scripture already. I just want to run through it real quick to give some of you people that's not going to even go and look at it, give you the information and what it says. And this one is going to be, we're going to jump in. This one's going to be Romans 11:16 through 18. And it says, "For if the first fruit is holy, the lump is also holy. And if the root is holy, so are the branches. And if some of the branches was broken off," that's very important, if some of the branches was broken off, "and you being a wild olive tree was grafted in among them, and with them became a partaker of the root and fatness of the olive tree. Do not boast against the branches, but if you do boast, remember that you do not support the root, but the root supports you." Okay, so people that read the book understand that, but for those of you that don't read the Bible or study, first of all, this is Romans 11:16 through 18. So this is one of the Gentiles' favorite prophets. First of all, it was a lot of letters sent in to the church of people that had long passed away. And these are supposed to be Paul's teaching and words. He's talking to the Gentiles. He's telling the Gentiles this. That's why I say this is the Gentiles' favorite prophet. And what he's basically saying is that Israel, because you hear all of these people, let me get this part out. What it's saying is that Israel is the original branches on the tree. The tree itself, the roots of this tree is the roots are holy. The tree is holy. And the branches that spring out from the tree is holy. And those branches are Israel. You also hear it say some of the branches was broken off. Those would be the Levites who destroyed Christ or didn't want to follow the ways of the Most High. So with them being not following the laws, statutes, and commandments, the Gentiles was able to be grafted into that tree. Branches, as branches. And they, due to Israel falling off, in other words, not following the statutes and commandments and the destruction of Yahushua, they was broken off the tree. So with that being said, the Gentiles was able to be grafted in to that tree. And then he goes on to say that even though you was grafted into this olive tree, you being wild branches from a wild tree, don't boast about the original or against the original branches. In other words, against Israel, because the only way that you was grafted in is because they fell from grace. So that's how you was grafted in. But if you do boast against Israel, saying that, oh yeah, they not the real people, they gave up their blessing, remember that the roots themselves, the righteous roots, is what feeds you. It's not the other way around. You don't feed the original roots that the original branches is on, if that makes sense to you. But that's what that means. And I wanted you to read that to you to let you know that when you hear all of these churches say that Israel has been done away with, the tree still stands. The covenant still stands. You was grafted in due to Israel falling off. You know what I'm saying? So you shouldn't be trying to replace Israel or talk bad about Israel or with that replacement theology, because the tree and the covenant still stands for Israel. So I just wanted to bring that part to you, because a lot of men, these clergy members, probably some of the ones that went over there to the third part over in Ham's land and met with Milkovsky, Netanyahu, and he gave them something to bring back to the sheep in his church. I don't know exactly what he told them. I wasn't there, but I don't think it was nothing beneficial to the true people of the book, which is Israel. But anyway, with that being said, we're going to move on to this next part I wanted to bring up. Okay. We're going to go, what I want to do. Okay, so I was looking at a video of one of my brothers in his walk, and his name is Big Judah. And he had a clip on there. I tried to find this man of the cloth that he had up there speaking, this man of the cloth. He was on a platform. Man of the cloth, I call, is like a priest. He had the collar, and he was on a platform with this other gentleman, both of them Europeans or whatever. So he gave him this time to explain, how some more replacement theology. That's why I read that. I wanted to read that part to you. In other words, telling you that Israel is not done away with. Israel is not replaced. Only God can replace Israel. Okay? But anyway, he was speaking in terms of this replacement theology. And he said that Israel had gave up their blessing or whatever, so that they was now the people of God, pretty much. That's what he was saying. And the narrator, well, the host was asking him like, so we're the people. He said, yes, we're the people. Israel gave up, their right to be the people. They abandoned their blessing or whatever. And then he went on to say that the archangel Michael is the protector of the Jews. And then he said are the protectors of the Jews. Then in the same breath, he said, protector of the Jewish religion. Well, and he was like, well, where was that at in the book or whatever? And the guy was like, well, what did he say exactly? Word for word. He said, well, he said, the angel protects the Jews. And then he, with the same breath, he said, the Jewish people. And he kept saying, he said, well, where did that say? He said, the Father tells me this. The Father tells me this, you know, at the church. The Father in the church, at the church tells me it. And I was like, okay, so the Father in the church tells you this. And then the Archangel Michael is the protector of the Jews and then the Jewish religion. So for me, I said he was wrong. Like, no, that ain't right or whatever, but I want to let it go. But the Most High kept on me about that. So I was like, okay, so first thing raised the red flag, which was the obvious one, which was the father of the church. And this was a man of cloth. And he didn't have a PhD or anything like that was on his list. But what stood out for me was exorcist. That was the first thing that stood out to me. So I'm like, he's an exorcist. Okay, so I'm like, okay, so he's an exorcist? And then he's saying that they have replaced Israel, the father. The church told him that. And then he said, Michael, the archangel, is the protector of the Jews. And then quickly, Jewish religion. Well, I know that Michael is the protector of the Jews, Israel. But I never seen anything where he's a protector of a Jewish religion. As I pray to the heavenly realm and the celestial realm all the time, mostly at 3 a.m. in the morning. I'm up and that's what I'm praying to. You hear me say in my video that I pray to the celestial realm and it comes down to the carnal, to the earth. And so I no one ever talked, the Most High didn't never tell me anything like that, or no angel or no sign. So it made me go look. So all of these things I had to find. First thing was first. So I wrote it down and I went and looked. So first of all, him being a clergy member and had on a robe, I looked for his father, because he kept saying father of the church, and that kind of stood out because only father I've ever known, only person I've ever called father, it was like, you know, very seldom do I call my dad father. You know, I call him, you know, Freddie. His name is Freddie, like mine. So I looked it up, and Lord and behold, right here. And then I had to, first I had ran into it because when I opened the book, it like came right there. And I'm like, I read it, and then I had to go further to make sure. So I'm gonna give you these scriptures as well. So this is for you Catholics, you know, because you guys, this is one of y'all top guys, this man of the cloth is what I'm gonna call him, because I didn't get his name. I tried to go back in and find Big Judah video so I could get his name so I can go and research him so I could have that, but I wasn't able to find the video itself. But anyway, I want you to write down Matthew 23 and 9. Oh, matter of fact, let's go here right quick. Let's read it to you right off of here. Let's find it in here first. Yeah, because these things, these people just be saying, leading these people to hell. And I know y'all Catholics, y'all not Israel, but there are some things that just don't settle well with me. What was that? That was 23 and 9. And one of those things is, just people saying anything. What's going on here? They got me here. Okay, we need to go back in here. Why did this pop up? Boy, I tell you, I be trying to do these things here. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So anyway, it's popping up crazy, but just in case it did, I had it all written down. So in Matthew 23, let me make sure I got this right. 23, guess the day, yeah. Let's do, let's make sure. I just want to make sure I'm not tripping before I go this way. Okay. All right. Give me a minute, people. Let me get this together. Let me put something else right here. They want to play. Let's see if it's in here. Not at all. I'm going to pull it up. Okay. All right. So I can't go in and get it out of here. They won't let me get in here. Okay. But anyway, sorry about that. Anyway, we can go to AMP, right? That's the Amplified Bible. In AMP, it states about that father, because he kept saying that the father of the church, church father, kept, giving this information. And it says, do not call anyone on earth who guides you spiritually your father. For one is your father, he who is in heaven. Okay? So I was like, but I read it in the King James version it was on my phone. It's on this phone, actually. And it spelled it out. It won't go on my computer. That's something like, I don't know what's the deal with that, but like my last video won't come on my laptop, but it'll come up on my, maybe it haven't caught up yet, but it'll come up on my phone. And that's strange. But anyway, so the man of cloth that was on that platform kept referring to his father, church father, was giving them this information. And I'm like, okay, so that's one. So in other words, the Most High says, do not call any man on earth, even the one that leads you in spiritual guidance, father, as he is the only one that you call father. And it may be, and it may not make sense to regular people when they have a dad or a father on earth or whatever, biological father. But it says spiritual, that leads you in spiritual guidance. So if this man of cloth that is a exorcist keep referring to his church father, giving them information, that was the red flag that came up. That's one. The other red flag was the Archangel Michael. The Archangel Michael, or the protector of Israel, the Jews, not the Jewish religion. So that was a false flag. But it all makes sense in a kind of silly way. But it makes sense because this is the reason. And I'll just take you this way. So when Satan approached Eve in the Garden of Eden, he told her that if she was to eat the fruit off that tree, that she wouldn't die, but she would be as a God. She would be able to decide right from wrong, right? So with this minister, this guy, this man of cloth, because he had the collar on, the white collar or whatever, and the black, whatever robe. So by him saying, talking to you still Catholics and you Christians or whatever, he gave you a choice. He gave you the truth first. I mean, it was a very narrow point there, but he did in fact give you the choice of right and wrong. Deceiving you, he still did. He still accomplished that. But yet he did give you the choice of belief, right or wrong. He said that the Archangel Michael is the protector of the Jews, then Jewish religion. So you got two to choose from. So him being a man of the cloth, he should have just said that the Archangel Michael is the protector of the Jews and left out the other part. Then he would have been accurate. So when I tell you guys that these clergy people are deceiving you and they are leading you to hell, or if you don't believe in hell, you don't like that term, to Hades, that's what I mean. And just like the Most High give me information and things for Israel, he gives me things for you. Because you hear me say the Most High's divine plan is to save mankind. See, these people, even though they deal with Netanyahu, the Zionist, the synagogue of Satan, these very people follow Satan. He's their ambassadors on earth. And he wishes to lead all of you, all of mankind, to hell. Never have I ever read where Satan hate black men. It's always mankind. That's why he defiled the Most High. He was not going to bow down to mankind because they was inferior to him. See? Just like the Europeans say that the Most High's chosen seed, the builder of all things, the people with all knowledge, is inferior to them. Whatever the Most High do, the morning star tries to mimic all the time. So you have a choice, just like what the man of cloth said. Even though he said the church father told him this and told him that. And he conversates with demons. So maybe it was a demon that was telling them this. You know, they've been trying to open up portals to let the demons in. So maybe he has a particular demon that he gets his information from. I don't know. I'm just throwing that out there. You know, it's your salvation, not mine. I give you what the Most High have me to give you, be it the Gentiles, the Edomites, and Israel. The fallen angels, they gonna get there. See, Satan, the fallen angels, the demons, all of them gonna be destroyed off the earth because this is not the place for them. It never was set up for them. It was only set up for mankind. The watchers was the watchman to make sure that they didn't advance too fast. But yet they came down here and speeded up everything. Tried to defile all of the blood in the earth to prevent Yahushua from being able to come. See? All of these things. They defiled all the animals as well. So you have a choice, right and wrong. See? Satan told Eve that surely you wouldn't die. But as soon as she bit in that apple, death came on the earth. See? And they was banished from the Garden of Eden as well. And sent out because they was going to die. He was not going to allow them to die in the Garden of Eden. You don't listen. Most of you guys, you religious people in domination, you religious people in denominations, you follow man, you see that they are dealing with someone that is ungodly. Netanyahu, to me, the Zionists, they're ungodly. The Zionists does not practice the Torah. They practice the Talmud. And their practices is totally opposite against Israel and the people that's trying to be saved and make it to heaven, if you will. They call Christ, our Savior, a bastard. They also stated that he's in hell burning in human feces. They call his mother, Miriam, a whore. These are the people for which Netanyahu is in cahoots with. I mean, I'm not the Most High, but I believe he derived from them. Not 100% sure. I'm going to keep it 100 with you at all times. I am real. Anything that the Most High give me to bring you, I'm going to bring it just like it is. But from everything that I see, I don't see him having a problem with destroying innocent lives, unarmed people. I don't see him having a problem with buying any and everyone to serve his needs. But you Catholics, Christians, Israelites, most of you can be saved. The fallen angels, the demons, Satan, none of them have that option. See? The fallen angels had Enoch to go in to the Most High and plead their case. The Most High said no. How is they going to send you to intercede for them when they supposed to be watching over man? No. That's the Most High God, not Yahushua. He said, dig a hole in the desert and bury them in there, chain them down there, and put jagged rocks over them. This that loving God y'all talking about, people. See? Our God is a God of war. And he loves Israel. But he hated Jacob. Excuse me. Esau. He hated Esau. He loved Jacob, but he hated Esau. And you hear me say, not because Esau was a white man or a European colored man, because Esau joined with his brother's enemies to destroy his brother, us, Jacob, Israel. See? These are the things y'all need to be concerned with while y'all clergy is leading y'all to hell. I'm not trying to lead you to hell. All I'm trying to do is give you what the Father have me to give you. And that's what I'm here to do. But you are to cling to Israel. Find out who the people are. I mean, y'all supposed to be intelligent, right? Find out who true Israel is. Because Netanyahu, the Most High, told me months ago that he was going to destroy them out the earth for using our name, the name that he gave us. So we'll get our name back. And the Somalians, like I said, I heard it was a platform. I mean, it was brief. I looked at it brief because when they said, oh yeah, the Somalian is the chosen people, I just laughed and flicked on past that. You know what I'm saying? Because yes, they want anybody to be the chosen people except for the ones that they've been killing and destroying, that they had in bondage, that they've been ripping apart, that they've been hanging, that they've been burning, that they've been raping, and that they've yoked it and brought down into slavery. And see, the Catholics follow the church in Rome. See? So whatever they say is how they gonna move. So all of these things I'm bringing you on this Friday, the 13th, close to our New Year. And I just want to see, so that, so AMP, Amplified Bible, gives this: do not call anyone on earth who guides you spiritually, your father. For one is your Father, he who is in heaven. You might want to check that out. And it is still Matthew 23:9. I don't know why it won't come up on my laptop right now. It's probably because I don't even say that, but it'll be things going on around here. The Most High be keeping me on point. Let me see, make sure I gave you everything I want you to have before I go off into this ranting that I do periodically. Yeah, we good. We good with the scriptures. I gave y'all scriptures and verses. Y'all can jump on those over the weekend. Remember, I was explaining to you that we're doing our prayer challenge. We're going to pray. And as we pray, as our prayers are answered, your prayers, Israel, are being answered. And the Most High shows you. Now, the war is right here in the fourth part that y'all call America. They wish to come up against the Israelites now because we're being still. And they seeing a lot of things transpire all over the earth. And it's not in their interest. See? Their interest is to put fear in all of the people. They start talking about dropping an atomic bomb or something over there. We don't control that. We didn't tell Donald Trump he could go to war, but he went. See? They didn't get the vote on it, the people here in the fourth part or even around the earth. They didn't get the vote on that. He just did it. Seems like someone's controlling everybody. Someone's controlling Donald Trump. Someone's controlling Netanyahu. This earth was given to the wicked. Like you said, like I said in my last videos, that Satan is going to be the ruler of Hades. And I don't think he's going to be letting nobody rule with him. So his job is to take as many of you guys with him as he possibly can. You heard me say, people, we're running out of time. My time to give you this information. See? Because our brother going to be coming shortly. Like I said, all of the blood moons are gone. I knew you were finna pop back up. What happened in 2020 when our New Year's got here? Things ramped up, right? So this is the coming of the Most High Son, Yahushua. All prophecies has been fulfilled. You know, you have people still waiting for the man of perdition. You have people still waiting for the third temple to be built. You have people waiting for the Antichrist to come. We've had all Antichrists. It's a lot of Antichrists right now. If you want to call them Antichrists, everybody that's against the Most High God is an Antichrist. Everybody that's against Christ is an Antichrist. It's a lot of them out here. You heard me say that the Europeans, some of them say that they're not going to follow a black Jesus, right? They are Antichrists. So wake up, people. It's our time. We're about to shine, and we're going to rise. So with that being said, know, Israel, that the laws, statutes, and commandments are not done away with. The clergy are vile. Yeah, they are vile. They're leading you to slaughter. And I must say, none of my videos or lives promote any hate. I am not anti-Semitic. This is not anti-Semitic conversation, as I am Shem. See? And you heard me say in my part one of this video that this last incident that happened in Michigan, where they said a brother, right? The first brother was a Muslim, they said, in Texas. Now this brother is in Michigan, and he's supposed to drove into a synagogue and attacked supposedly Jews. I don't know. I wasn't there. I didn't see the people who he attacked or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that could be a red flag, as other people like to use term of what other people use terms, and other people use term is false flags. In other words, it didn't actually happen. It was staged. But to me, that's a red flag because they preparing for something else, you know, and I keep it 100. So, like I said, the war's here in the fourth part because it's always been against us. And remember, all of the nations are confederate against thee, Israel. They hate you because the Most High God chose you as his favorite people, not peoples with more than just you and 2 or 3 other people in the earth, just one. So that means everyone else, like our brother Yahushua said, are confederate against you. And they hate you. And if you sit still, and if you pray with me Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, he reveals your enemies to you. And not only do he reveal them to you, he destroys them. 10,000 on your left, 10,000 on your right. What, 10,000 on your left, 10,000 on your right. You don't be still because you don't know who they are. Because a lot of them your same color. You're Israel through your what? Bloodline, not color. And your works, see? So with that being said, I think I've cleared it up for you Catholics, you Christians, you Protestants, all you other religions, because it's a lot of y'all. And how y'all get religions like that anyway? Because when they separated our books, they gave y'all sections of our books. And that's how y'all became religions. You can't have 2 or 3 Bibles or 4 or 5. So you got a Bible and you was a different religion and you was a different religion. You were a different religion. And give all our books back. And we are Israel. The law, statutes, and commandments was given to us. We are the teachers of the earth. And we teach in righteousness. See? Not all this death and destruction. We didn't go around the earth destroying people, killing them, unless the Most High said they need to be destroyed. And that's the God of all. See? The one that created them. So with that being said, this has been a nice day so far. I did get this part 2 done. And it's almost going to be about the same time the other one was. I already released that one. I posted it on Facebook as well. So this one I'll set up to be released probably 12 a.m. tonight. Yeah, about 12 a.m. tonight. I'll do it once I get off. I'll set up for 12 a.m. tonight. I'll send it out so y'all can get y'all notifications. I always check and make sure it's to the public. With that being said, pray tonight, guys. Tonight and tomorrow. Tomorrow day and tomorrow night. The Sabbath start tonight, sunset, and it ends tomorrow at sunset. Those days we're going to pray. We're going to skip Sunday, they Sun God Day. And don't go to church praying against your children, your sons, your daughters, you, and your God. Don't go to church praying against yourself with your enemies, Israel. And you Catholics that not sure, but you know for sure that your forefathers didn't have any slaves, find out who Israel is, cling to the true people of the book so that you can be saved. You don't have to travel to hell with Satan because he can't be saved. Or the demons that's leading you, the clergymen. With that being said, Israel, keep the statutes, commandments, best you can. Pray for guidance, forgiveness, understanding, and pray for restoration. That's what I be praying for. Restoring us back to our rightful place. So this world can get back in order like it's supposed to be. See? But pray for what you want to pray for. Me, it's restoration, and I pray for Israel. See? And since none of the Gentiles have blessed me with any donations or anything, I just pray for Israel. That's what the Father told me to do. He told me not to say nothing about donations. My things was always to be blessings. So, with that being said, Israel, until next time, shalom.